Yeah, so I'm going to be a bit semi-cynical with this one. It's a bit of a reality check. I'm going to title this video called Burn the Boats. It was inspired by a few other creators that I've seen, a couple of reading I've done. So the core of why we're getting into here is I want you to be completely real about why your goals are currently rotting in a ditch. And I'm going to be outright and tell you it's not your lack of inspiration or your need to find life or find your life purpose. It's because your life is too damn comfortable and you have way too many escape hatches. So there was this legend of Hernán Cortés, a Spanish dude who landed in Mexico with 600 men to take over an empire. So after they set up the taco stand, of course, checked out the chicks on the beach, he decided, you know what guys, we need to burn the ships because we need to make a success here and we can't now return back without success. So the reality check that I'm getting, which is people look back at this shit like it was some beautiful poetic art of courage, and I think no, it wasn't. Cortés was just a calculated human being that knew and understood human nature. He knew that the exact second his men faced any actual danger or difficulty, they'd bitch out, sprint back to the beach and row home. He didn't burn the ships to be dramatic or to go down in history as some like visionary guy. He burned them because he knew he was leading people who ran away the moment shit got real, bro. And that's a very valid reality on a lot of us in life. Sometimes we jump into a job, shit doesn't go the way we want, we jump ship. I'm also fucking guilty of doing such. Anyway, the thesis of this message, of this video is, by setting the ships on fire, he reduced their options to a very simple binary. Win or fuck up and die. You are currently losing your personal battles because your metaphorical boats are sitting pretty there on a dock, fully fueled, waiting for you to quit the moment a project gets slightly inconvenient or boring or shit gets real. So now I want to talk about the cozy little trap of familiar misery. So now, in terms of familiar misery, this is the shit that we are familiar with, comfortable with, that are keeping us back from making any change. And in order to change this, we need to go about doing 3 different steps. So let's get into it. The first one is identifying your ship, identifying what's your current fallback option. So this could be a soul-crushing job you constantly complain about but will never actually leave because the steady paycheck lets you buy things you don't need to impress people you really don't give a fuck about. It's just there keeping you comfortable but also keeping you miserable every day. You only really get happy when the paycheck comes. It could also be your dead relationship or your toxic friend group or family you keep around because being alone with your own thoughts sounds fucking terrifying. It could also be the absolute bullshit myth of next Monday. You know that thing we tell ourselves where we're suddenly gonna wake up next week feeling alright, everything's gonna fall into place and we can go tackle shit. Okay, so now the next step is the brain tantrum. We need to understand this thing so we can work around it. So this usually happens where every time we take steps towards our goal, our brain panics and freaks out because now we enter in a realm of discomfort. So now it will immediately dig up every insult, every failure, or every half-baked doubt to justify giving up because the brain just wants to stay where the brain is. It doesn't really can lie to yourself and tell you motivational, but once shit gets unfamiliar, your brain kind of goes into panic mode. And then also the other thing I want you guys to be mindful about is the coward's retreat. So this is when you embrace those doubts because they provide a highly convenient excuse to turn around and run back to your safe warm boat of mediocrity. You consciously choose familiar misery over unfamiliar effort because it doesn't require you to risk looking stupid. Anyway, I wanted to do an audit of the shit show. We want to create our burn list. And I'm just going to get into it and say, we can go about doing this 2 ways, physically burning it or metaphorically burning it. I suggest doing both. So here's what we're going to do. The first step is the tactical purge. So if you want to stop retreating to your safety nets, you need to look at exactly what you're using to cope. We are not doing any vision boards because there's bullshit. We are not doing any manifestation nonsense because I ain't no chakrahan. And we are doing a data purge because I'm an analytic motherfucker like that. We're doing a data purge. So here's the data we want to put in. Here's the exercise. I want to take a physical piece of paper. Don't use your phone because it's going to get lost in the notes. I suggest doing a physical piece of paper and also putting the shit in your journal because the journal is something to go back to remember on. I feel like once we do this exercise with only just the paper, we're going to burn it, we're going to forget. So on that papers, those 2 papers, If you have a printer, just make a photocopy, bro. Make your life simple. You want to write down the names of people whose opinions you are secretly keeping you paralyzed. Maybe what those opinions are. You want to also write down every fucking pathetic excuse you use when you decide to skip a workout or blow off your side project or be lazy or be a bum. You also want to write down the fallback plans you keep just in case you decide you want to fail, you want to relapse, you want to fall back on something. Now, once we have all of these things established, we're going to do the next step. The one page we're going to keep in our journal, we're going to use it to remember in case we ever fuck up, we come back to it, we're like, oh, I fell into a previously known trap, let's be more aware of it, let it not fuck up. Second step is, this one here is for our subconscious. We're going to go light this piece of paper on fire, we're going to toast it. Option 2, you can also roll it into a blunt and you can smoke it away, but I suggest just burning the paper, and also do it safely, bruh, do it safely. And then the psychological reality behind all of this. So this isn't no spiritual magic mumbo jumbo bullshit. It's just a literal data delete for your mind. You're putting down everything and you're deleting it. You're letting that shit go. You are looking at your weaknesses, acknowledging that they are stupid and turning them into ash. You are signaling to your brain that the exit strategy is officially gone. Okay, so now we need to establish the true cost of admission. And the first step here is ditch the positivity. And let's skip the toxic self-help positivity. I think like when we're being overly positive or being toxically positive, we're holding ourselves fully back. So burning your boats is going to suck. It's going to be incredibly lonely, uncomfortable, and no one is going to clap for you while you do it. No one will probably even recognize or notice you've done this shit. It's just going to be your life, your thing that you're going to keep to yourself. So anyway, the reality of sacrifice. If your goal is getting you and your life together, your social life is going to take a hit a bit, because obviously now you need to focus more on yourself than you are focusing on everyone else around you. You don't get to go to overpriced dinners or get wasted every weekend just to feel included. You get to sit in a room by yourself working while everyone else is out spending money they don't have. So obviously this comes down to lifestyle, but if you are trying to change, like in terms of your side hustle, your mission, or trying to secure a main hustle, or you just get your life in order and shit, you're gonna have to take a break from going out in life and wasting time. I'm not saying make it your whole life now where you're anti-social motherfucker. I'm just saying for this young break where we're establishing something, we need to make a bit of sacrifices. Now we're gonna go into a bit of a Ellen Watts reality check. I used to fall asleep listening to this guy. I never really listened to much what he said. He just had a very sleepy voice. But anyway, this guy once noted that it's better to have a short life doing what you actually like than a long life that's spent in a miserable way. And it kind of makes sense, bro. I'd rather burn out doing the things I love than live till I'm 80, fucking being miserable, doing the same boring, repetitive tasks and never going beyond my capacity. And anyway, let's do some blunt translations of all of this shit. And I don't mean blunt as in a doobie. I'm just being blunt with you guys. Most people use the quote to justify being lazy pieces of shit. What it actually means is, choose your flavor of suffering. You can either experience the sharp acute pain of discipline right now, or you can deal with the dull chronic lifelong ache of regret 40 years from now. And that's more fucked up, I feel. Put in this period. We have 6 months left of the year. Lock in, bruh. If you have to be miserable for these 6 months to have a beautiful rest of your life, I suggest go for it. But the thing is, both options hurt, but pick the one that actually pays off, a true dividend in the long run. So anyway, let's get into the outro. Before I get into this, you know how it goes. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you made it this far into the video, I salute you. You are bruh sharp. Anyway, so, the hard truth. The universe does not care about your fucking potential. It doesn't even know your potential. People around you even second guess you more than anything. Potential is just a polite word for what you haven't actually accomplished. No one cares about the business you plan to launch or the channel you intend to start. It's only about what you're doing or what you have done. So my final take on all of this is, stop looking for more inspiration. Inspiration doesn't fucking exist. Motivation doesn't exist. It's routine. It's routine. It's habits. It's shit we do on a day-to-day that determines these things. You want to align your life in a way that allows for you to get shit done. So stop watching self-help videos, because you can just watch a comedy show or listen to music or watch a movie. You're gaining nothing really from self-help videos. And this technically is a self-help video. So what I'm essentially saying is, fucking stop listening to this video and go take charge of your life, my bro. Because what I'm doing is essentially just spiking your dopamine. And then you're probably going to go back to your bad habits. So you're probably not even going to take anything I've said in this video seriously and implement anything. You just wasted fucking 10 minutes of your life. But prove me wrong. I like being wrong. And implement the shit. So go out there. Go find your shops. Put some petrol on it and light that bitch on fire, bruh. Figure out what you're actually willing to lose to get what you claim to want. So yeah, that's about it. Burn the boats. And yeah, I could really use a fucking taco right now.